Hello, Patriots. I'm Lee Watts, and this is Patriot Point, your source for Kentucky news and analysis from a conservative, Christian, and common sense point of view. Well, Andy Beshear's list of competitors for the job of being the vice presidential candidate with Kamala Harris is shortening. One of the candidates dropped out. So he has been hitting it hard trying to get this job. Just in this past week, Andy Beshear has been going across the country campaigning for Kamala, really trying to put in his foot in the door to become vice president. He's campaigned for her in Iowa, in Georgia, in Indiana, and I heard he was even in Alabama. By the way, when he was over in Iowa, had his picture taken with this little baby onesie, which is just furthering the exploitation of children with his radical leftist agenda, highly inappropriate. So he has been hitting it hard, campaigning for Kamala all across the country, desperately trying to get this job. And he put out a post this week, which I think is very interesting. Andy Beshear posted this week, "Kentucky will always be home." So is he hinting that he knows something? We'll find out, and I think we're going to find out relatively soon. I expect her to make her choice probably within the next week. So probably before next week's program, we will know the answer. By the way, doing research on this topic, I looked on CNN, and they had this article here, hey, about the VP being selected. However, when you click on this, it doesn't take you to an article about the VP selection, it takes you to an article that is pushing the Democrats' talking points. And there's one little sentence here on the side talking about the VP selections. Just again, we see the liberal media pushing the Democratic agenda. And is anybody surprised by this? No, nobody's actually surprised by that at all. So who do you think she's going to pick? Let's play a little game. The Kamala Veep Stakes. Who's actually she going to pick? Is it going to be Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, Governor Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, Governor Tim Walz of Michigan, or Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky? Whoever you think it is, put your prediction in the comments below. And unlike some elections, you're only allowed to vote once. Now, this is not who you think it should be, just who do you guess that she will pick? And we'll see the answers, I think, in the very near future. By the way, I thought it very interesting. I was looking up an article in USA Today, and they had talked about how if Andy Beshear isn't picked up as vice president, he still might resign as Kentucky governor because it is extremely likely that he would be offered a cabinet position in a Harris administration. So if he is not picked up, then I consider that a very likely course of events. Because again, Andy Beshear wants to be in national politics, and this would be his road to Washington, D.C. in a high-profile position. Now, of course, what has been the Democrats' plan for 2024? Well, I'll tell you what their plans have been. First of all, their plan was just to reinstall Biden. However, he can't win, and everybody knows that. Plan B was to cheat. We can't do that because the people won't believe this again. It is too unbelievable. Of course, Plan C was, let's just assassinate Trump. But they missed, and it actually made him more popular than ever before. So they get down to Plan D, which is replace Biden with Kamala. Now, of course, let's see how Kamala's doing. Well, here's a rally she had in Pennsylvania this week, and you'll see it's in a high school gymnasium. So Trump is holding rallies with these tens of thousands of people in outdoors. She's in a high school gym, and it's not even full. So really, they're plagued to Plan B, which is we got somebody else, so we'll just cheat in somebody that we can at least make it believable. So how do we have election cheating going on? Well, this is how we still have this problem. Even here in Kentucky, we still have ballot drop boxes in every county throughout the state. Many counties have multiple locations where you can just drop off your ballot. We still have electronic voting machines. We still have in Kentucky no excuse absentee mail-in voting. I went to Jessamine County on the most recent primary just to check on these ballot drop boxes. Here's the picture I took of it. You'll see it is not inside the county clerk's office. Most of these things are not in the clerk's office, despite what we are being told. No, this was outside of the clerk's office. By the way, I specifically looked. There were no cameras. There were no security guards. In fact, I was the only person in the entire hallway. So completely unguarded. So this is a major problem. We need to contact our state legislators, this should have been solved 4 years ago. We need to have 0 ballot drop boxes in Kentucky. And if you get a legislator who will not support that, we need to replace that legislator no matter who they are and what letter they have behind their name. By the way, did you know that there are some states where mail-in ballots will be sent to you even if you didn't request them? Every single registered voter will be sent a ballot in the states of California, Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Vermont, Washington State, and the District of Columbia. All of these will mail you a ballot simply if you're a registered voter. And in more than 30 different states, you can have no excuse absentee mail-in voting. And if you've got these ballot drop boxes, these electric machines, you are never going to be able to secure your elections. So I have a major problem with this. Now, of course, who's been pushing all this here in Kentucky? It's the Kentucky Secretary of State, Michael Adams. Every effort that we have made in the last 4 years to go to paper ballots, to get rid of these electric machines, to get rid of these ballot drop boxes, Michael Adams has been pushing back to stop each of these efforts. Oh, and just here's a little extra thing you heard first here on Patriot Point. This guy intends to run for governor and replace Andy Beshear. So the last person that you want to have in office. So don't forget to vote for who you think Kamala Harris is going to select as her VP running mate. Put that in the comment section there below. And there's an announcement I want to make as well. The Family Foundation of Kentucky, a wonderful conservative organization, is holding a town hall about upcoming issues in the 2025 Kentucky legislative session. If you would like to attend, it's going to be Thursday, August the 8th from 11:30 to 1 o'clock at the First Baptist Church of Sonora, Kentucky. Address is 629 Broadway Street, Sonora. I've been to their town halls before, and it's a wonderful way to meet legislators and to stay updated on what's coming up in the 2025 Kentucky legislative session. So until next week, Patriots, I'm Lee Watts for Patriot Point, reminding you that liberty is not a spectator sport.